If you want to sell your house for the most money in Cincinnati, then you need to know these 5 things not to do. Alright, hey guys, welcome back. This is Sztanyo with Keller Williams Realty and TeamStanyo.com, where we are helping you build a bridge to your future real estate dreams. And in a few other videos we've already done, we've talked about why this is a great time to sell your Cincinnati house in 2018 if you're thinking about selling. And we also gave you 4 tips to get ready on how to get ready and prepare for selling your house, because it's a big deal. There's a lot of work to do. So go check out those other videos. But in this video, what we want to give you is 5 things not to do, okay? 5 things you shouldn't do if you want to sell your house for the most amount of money in Cincinnati. And we assume you want to do that. So let's get into these. Number 1, things that you should not be doing. Number 1, don't skimp on photography. Okay, so we live in a day and age where everything is digital, everything's online, and you're trying to market your property, right? And you want to bring in the most amount of buyers and get the most demand. There is no reason why you shouldn't have fantastic photography for your house. And I don't care what condition your house is in, you should be getting professional photos, and you should be vetting that photographer and looking at the other properties they've done. And not only should you be looking at the properties, the photography, making sure the lighting is good, making sure the photos really stand out and pop when you look at them. So not only should the photography look great, the photos should look great, the house should look great, the lighting should be good, but you can also be looking at photographers who are using more advanced technology like drones, doing basically a video fly through the house to do a video, or an aerial view. Anything that's really going to set your house apart makes a huge difference when it comes to the selling price of your home. So that's number 1, don't skip on photography. The second thing you should not be doing if you're trying to sell your house in Cincinnati for the most amount of money is number 2, don't sell your house in the winter. Okay, now if you're watching this in the winter and you need to sell your house, give me a call. I got you covered. But here's the idea, right? You want to sell the property when the most amount of buyers are out there, because more buyers equals more demand, means the selling price is going to go up. In the wintertime, when it's cold and miserable outside, it tends to drive the buyers indoor. So you might have potentially more supply out there than demand, and you might not get the best offer because people are thinking, hey, there's not a lot of other buyers out here I'm competing against. Maybe I can give you a lower offer because maybe your house has been sitting out there longer. Now, it doesn't mean you can't sell your house in the winter. You can sell your house any time of year. There's advantages to each season, but it could be a good possibility that you won't get the most amount of price in the wintertime when you don't have the most amount of buyers out there shopping. So that's number 2. Try not to sell your house in the winter. The third thing you shouldn't do if you're trying to sell your house for the most money in Cincinnati is don't get emotionally attached to the house sale. Now, I understand when you've lived in a home for several years, that's kind of a ridiculous statement to make. I mean, of course you're going to be emotionally involved in the financial deal, but when you're thinking about trying to get the most money for your house, you need to step out of your own shoes, and you need to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer. A buyer doesn't care that you raised your kids in the home or have lived there 10 years or have all these memories. They just don't care, right? What they care about is, what did the other homes in the neighborhood sell for? And I want to get a similar house with similar features for that price. I don't want to overpay. I don't want to underpay, right? And so for you, if you're like, well, I got married here, I raised my kids here, or whatever the thing is for the house, don't get emotionally involved. You have to look at it just like a buyer is going to look at it, and let your agent help you look at the other comps, set the right price. Because the other thing is, if you get emotionally involved, you might set the price way too high, and you're going to hold it there. I'm like, well, this house is worth this much no matter what. And then the house sits on the market, and it sits and it sits, and the longer your house sits, and the more the buyers see that, they go, oh, there must be something wrong with that property. And they're going to come in with a lower offer because you're desperate, because you're making extra payments. And so, as much as you can, this is number 3. Don't get emotionally involved when you're trying to sell your house. Number 4 are things to get the most money when you're selling your house. Don't fail to use a real estate agent. Let me put that another way. Use a real estate agent, right? Why? Because we know what we're doing. And here's the, a lot of people, when they're looking at this market, they're like, oh my gosh, the market's so hot. Anyone can sell their house. Maybe that's true. So you think, and you throw it up on a for sale by owner site, and you're going to get basically a couple of calls, okay? You're going to get a call from someone who can't afford the house, and they're going to give you a lowball offer. You're going to get a call from investors who are also trying to get a lowball offer. Very rarely when you do for sale by owner are you going to get the highest offer, right? Because generally you're getting offers from people who aren't represented by an agent. And if you're not paying a real estate commission on the sale of your house, no agent wants to show those properties, okay? So the third call you're going to get is when you do for sale by owners, you're going to get a bunch of real estate agents calling you, probably from Keller Williams, saying, hey, are you ready to list your property yet? There are advantages to using an agent, and typically you're going to get a higher price because of the agent. We can look at the data, we know the comps, we know where to price it, and we're not going to price it too high or too low so that you can sell that home fast at market value. That's what you're looking at. So don't get emotionally attached. Use an agent. You're going to sell that property fast at market value, and you're going to move on to whatever the next goal you have in your life is and move on to that next house. So we highly recommend, obviously, this is a real estate agent channel. I mean, it's pretty much a shameless plug, but use a real estate agent and give us a call. Okay, number 5 is don't ask an unrealistic price. And we kind of talked about this in the emotional level, but if you price it too high and say, my house is worth $300,000 no matter what. I don't care that Joe's sold for $275 yesterday. My house is worth $300,000 because I have a Reds bobblehead collection. Who knows? I don't know. So the problem with asking an unrealistic price and staying there, we kind of hit on this before, is that it's going to sit there on the market, right? The same information that you get from your real estate agent in terms of setting the comps and setting the listing price is the same information that the buyer's agents have. They're not going to overpay for a price for a house, especially when they can see other homes that are similar in the neighborhood that have sold for less. They're either going to buy another house or they're just going to wait. And in that situation, your house only becomes basically a sales tool for other agents to sell other people's homes. It doesn't work. You're just because you list your house higher for what you think it's worth doesn't mean the market's going to pay that. And so you have to set a realistic price for your house. You have to set it in a place where you're looking at the other information saying, okay, if we set it here, we know it's going to sell for this amount, or at least in this range. And if we're getting and you can know by the showings you're getting and by the offers you're getting. If you're not getting an offer within those first 2 days, I don't care what your feedback says on the people who have seen the house, the price is too high. It always comes back to the price is too high. Yeah, there might be some condition things and there might be some repairs or stuff like that, but every feedback, pretty much no matter what they say, if you're not getting an offer, the person's saying, yep, it's priced too high. So that's just kind of a real estate agent tip to help you translate the feedback you might be getting from your real estate agent is, yeah, your house costs too much, so lower the price and get it sold. So all right, guys, I hope this video was helpful for you in learning how can I get the most amount of money for my house if I'm selling it in Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky. Hey, if this video was helpful for you, click the like button, leave a comment. Love to hear other real estate agents or other people have had experience with selling your houses. Leave a comment below. Would love to hear your thoughts. And if you're looking to sell your house in Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky in the upcoming year, we'd love to help you over at Team Sztanyo and Keller Williams Realty. Give us a call and be sure to subscribe to our channel because we've got a lot more video content on the way. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.